Well, as we continue on with the coaches portion of our call, we now speak with Frank Fedorjaka at Bucknell University. He's entering his 8th season in Lewisburg, if you can believe it. Bison were 9-7 last year, 3-3 in the Patriot League. Tournament semifinals, they fell there to top seed Colgate. The Bucknell defense led the league last year, was 4th nationally and caused turnovers a year ago. And the Bucknell offense led the nation in shooting percentage, and the roster does feature preseason Defensive Player of the Year Mike Huffner. Coach Fedorjaka, good morning. Thanks for taking the time. Your opening statement, please. Does it feel like 8 years at Lewisburg?
No, I can't believe it's my 8th year. Are you kidding me? I've been here now at Bucknell for like 16 years, and I'm like the second oldest guy on staff here at Bucknell. So it's kind of an awakening for me. I definitely turned the corner. Now I'm on the other end of this thing. I'm on the other side of the mountain. But I guess with that comes a different perspective, and you get different priorities as you get older as a coach. And one of the things that I've learned through the years, for sure, especially at Bucknell, is not only with men's lacrosse but with all sports, is it's all about the senior leadership. Because we don't have the scholarships and the resources, our guys tend to play more for intrinsic motivation, and when the seniors are really into it, which is what we have going on right now, when the seniors do a good job of keeping the guys in all week, when the seniors are rallying the troops at 5:30 in the morning for a workout and excited, when the seniors are the ones picking the team up when we're down, the rest of the team follows suit. And that's at all sports at Bucknell. So fortunately, right now, we have 10 seniors. They're all going to have a role on game day. And because of that, we've had terrific leadership. And I think we're at least on schedule. We're where we want to be for this time of year. We've worked hard. We did 6 full weeks of fall ball, 5 or 6 days a week. We've been doing practice here in this, I guess I'll call it the spring semester, but the winter. Since January 8th, we did a bunch of double sessions. We started class last Wednesday, but we brought him back 8 or 9 days early. So, we have a little bit different mindset, similar to the one we had 2 years ago. I just like the way we're working and where we're at right now. I guess I'll mention, too, that the one thing I like about our team, the other thing I like about our team, aside from the leadership, is the balance that we have across the board from position to position. We've got an older guy in every position, and we don't have any glaring weaknesses. Of course, it is what it is. I mean, I'll tell you when we're not good, and I'll tell you when we're good, and I'll tell you everything in between. And I think the best thing that we have is we have some real good balance, and I think we can excel in every area on the field. It doesn't mean we will, but I think we have the potential to do that. And that's kind of rare here, so we're excited about that.
Coach Fedorjaka, Terry Foy, Inside Lacrosse. I think one of the most remarkable things about your season last year was the emergence of Billy Eisenreich, in terms of kind of changing his role and his style within the offense. And to me, it's kind of become a little bit of a hallmark of your program, how you have seniors that emerge, to do kind of exceptional things late in their career. You mentioned how senior-laden this team is. Is there anybody that you've noticed that you feel like media types like us should be aware of heading into the season that seems poised to break out?
Yeah, that's a good analysis, Terry. There's a couple. I don't think anyone's going to emerge like Billy Eisenreich, because Billy was a terrific player, but as a midfielder his junior year, and then he became a better player as an attackman. But Billy Matamore is a senior midfielder who has always been on the cusp, and I think he might have a breakout season this year. He's very explosive, and he's finally put it all together. But I think that's somebody. And then there's a guy, Kyle O'Keefe, who doesn't have a whole lot of goals in his career, but he's a short-stick defensive midfielder. He's been an offensive player most of his career. Last year we moved him to short stick, so it was his first year there. But he's an exceptional athlete, and with the rule changes, I think he'll be able to have a bigger impact on the game. So I think those two guys are seniors that you haven't heard from much, but you're probably going to hear a lot more from them this year. But then the other seniors, I mean, we have Kyle Feeney and Michael Huffner and Chase Bailey, who've been getting it done for years. So, you know, they're not about to break out. I think they'll just continue to get better and have some, you know, similar success.
Coach, this is Ed Lee with the Baltimore Sun. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think Loyola joins the league next season. Can you just talk about their potential impact on the league?
Yeah, that's a great question. A lot of my you know, colleagues here at Bucknell are like, oh man, you guys got Loyola national champs coming into the league. That stinks. And really, I think, you know, I think it's a really good thing for Bucknell lacrosse. I think it's a great thing for the league, obviously. But it's even good for our situation, and the reasons are we've always had trouble scheduling top 10 teams, especially for them to come to Bucknell. We can't even go to Duke on a one-year deal or go to Maryland, and I mention this every year. They won't have us on campus. We'll pay them. We'll literally pay them to play, and that won't happen. So now Loyola has to come to Bucknell, whether they want to or not. So that's terrific. It's an opportunity for us. And then we get to go there every other year. So, again, that's terrific. So we're embracing that. You know, obviously they have resources, and hopefully the university, Bucknell, will amp up its resources towards lacrosse. That's always an issue for all of our programs. And we have to fundraise a lot across the board. And hopefully this will help to, you know, increase just some support, not only from financial areas, but, you know, within, you know, other areas as well. So I think that will help the program. It's going to be tougher to win the league, but the way the league's been going anyway, you know, that's just going to be a crapshoot each year. So it just adds another terrific team, and it allows all of us to have a higher strength of schedule, because another factor for an at-large bid, aside from your record and your ranking and everything, is your opponent's schedule, your own schedule, and your opponent's. So now Lehigh has to play Loyola every year, Colgate, Holy Cross, Lafayette, the whole league. So obviously the league's RPI is going to go up, and so there's a ton of benefits there. The only negative is that it's just another team in the way, but you know, there's already 6 real good teams in the way, so why not add another 1 or 2 with them in Boston?
Hey, what are your early impressions on the rule changes as from what you've been able to see through fall ball? You guys kind of have a motion-oriented type game anyway. Do you feel like that might help you maybe adjust easier than maybe some other teams?
You know, I think ultimately it hurts us a little bit. We like to keep the game in front of us. We like to keep it controlled. There's some other teams in the league that like to do that as well, and there's other teams that are the complete opposite. So I think, you know, initially it hurts us without any adjustments. However, you know, we have made adjustments, and so now, I mean, you can go any which way with this thing. So now we like to ride, right? Now riding might not be as big a factor. So people will probably spend less time on clearing because you can't ride as much. So if we can find a way to get into a ride, which I think we've found out how to do that, now we're going to get to ride teams that don't clear as much. So it might actually help us. I have no idea. We're gonna figure out ways to manipulate situations like we always do, and hopefully those are the right things. You know, what we do here is the only thing you can kind of rely on is that, you know, we're going to be as unorthodox and as odd as possible, so that it's hard to prepare for us. But doing that within the talent level and the personnel that we have, you know, obviously we're not going to just run something because it looks great on paper and not be able to execute that with the guys that we actually have. So I think the rule changes are going to change the time of the game. Instead of taking 2 hours, they'll take 1 hour and 40 minutes. So you may not have to be in as good as long-term condition, but you may have to be able to go up and down quicker without the shorter rests. Probably going to have two-way guys, and I think I think that the game is going to be a lot more transition because of the tempo of the whistles. Like the referees now are going to start the ball up quicker off the end line, off of illegal procedures. The box is bigger. It's going to be more like hockey and soccer now, which again I'm not necessarily a big fan of. I don't know if fans are going to be a big fan of. One of the best things in lacrosse is the stoppage of play, where you can take a breath and analyze what just happened for 5 or 10 seconds. I don't understand why we're in such a rush to rush the game and make it more like hockey. And that's why intermissions are so long. I think you get caught up in just the constant pace of the game. It almost becomes numb. But that's my personal thing. So.
I guess we'll wait and see, yeah?
We'll wait and see, yeah.